Is April 3rd truly a black day for U.S. Army forces, prompting Trump to scramble for enhanced personal safety measures? Trump appeals for accelerated construction of his $400 million White House ballroom, complete with a secret bunker. Does Iran's advancing firepower deeply spook Trump? As IRGC steadily gains tactical advantages throughout the intensifying war, will Trump soon hide in fortified bunkers, mere days after boldly claiming he would send Iran back to the Stone Age technologically? A fresh political and legal battle is unfolding in the United States over the planned construction of a massive new ballroom inside the White House complex. At the center of the dispute is Donald Trump's urgent push to resume work on the ballroom project, which he has framed as part of broader security and modernization upgrades. An emergency motion has now been filed in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit, seeking to overturn the lower court's order halting the construction. The appeal argues that the pause has left parts of the White House physically open and exposed, raising concerns about potential security vulnerabilities in a high-threat environment. The concern has taken on added urgency against the backdrop of the ongoing Middle East conflict and the mounting toll of U.S. military losses in the region. Earlier, Judge Richard Leon ordered a temporary halt to construction, saying the project was proceeding without what he viewed as adequate approval and oversight. His ruling came in response to a lawsuit challenging the lack of prior authorization from Congress for major structural changes to the historic presidential residence. The Historic Preservation Trust argued that the demolition of the White House's East Wing exceeded the president's executive authority and required broader legislative consent. The East Wing, originally built in 1902, carries both historical and architectural significance and has long been part of the functional layout of the executive mansion. Judge Leon temporarily paused his own ruling for 14 days, giving the federal government time to appeal the decision and seek a higher court review. In response, the administration has argued that the court lacks the authority to intervene in what it describes as an internal executive branch construction and security matter. The motion filed by the government dismisses the lawsuit, claiming it rests on subjective concerns about aesthetics and tradition rather than clear legal standing. The motion was filed just days after Trump publicly revealed that reinforced bunkers were being built underneath the proposed ballroom space.
What the military is building a massive complex under the ballroom, and that's under construction, and we're doing very well. So we're ahead of schedule. That's part of it. The ballroom essentially becomes a shed for what's being built under the military, including from drones and including from any other thing. The glass, on the windows, you see the big windows, the glass is extremely thick. It's high-grade bulletproof glass, so all of the windows are bulletproof. I think the Times wrote, gee, some of the windows are fake. We have no fake windows. They talked about a stairway to the south. We don't have a stairway to the south. That was replaced a long time ago. But this is a view of it from the north, and that's, if you see it, it fits in with the White House. It's almost a twin to the White House. It's something we just wanted to pay tribute to the White House. And so that fits in beautifully. Let me just see another one. Here's another one. Excuse me, wait. I thought I'd do this now because it's easier. I'm so busy that I don't have time to do this. But I'm fighting wars and other things. But this is very important because this is going to be with us for a long time, and it's going to be, I think it'll be the greatest bar anywhere in the world. It's its highest level. Same height, exact height of, not higher, same height as the White House, exactly the same height. And if you look, you have the White House over here, you have this, and that's a duplicate of the wall, so it pays total homage to the White House, which is, I think, very important.
Tehran also alleged it shot down 2 MQ-9 drones and destroyed a Hermes drone in key provinces. The US A-10 Warthog was also reportedly hit, with the pilot ejecting safely before the aircraft went down in Kuwait, NBC said. Earlier, Iran claimed it had downed an F-15E two-seater fighter jet, while one pilot was rescued by US forces. Beyond the debate over military infrastructure, US officials have also acknowledged that the country has suffered major troop losses since the war began. A growing controversy is unfolding over claims that the Pentagon has been underreporting US casualties in the ongoing conflict with Iran. An investigation by The Intercept suggests the true scale of US losses in the region is significantly higher than what has been officially acknowledged so far. The report claims nearly 750 US troops have been killed or wounded in the Middle East since October 2023, including both combat and non-combat incidents. However, figures released by US Central Command appear incomplete, raising concerns that Washington may be engaged in a form of casualty cover-up. For instance, a CENTCOM statement citing 303 wounded U.S. troops undercounts multiple recent attacks, including those involving Iranian missile and drone strikes on bases. CENTCOM has also not updated the official death toll of U.S. troops in this war, leaving the last confirmed figure at 15 with no clear explanation for the gap. Defense officials and independent analysts have criticized the lack of transparency, arguing it hides the full human cost of the conflict from the public and Congress. Following the false claims of the U.S. president about the complete destruction of Iran's air defense, a hostile American fighter jet in central Iranian airspace was engaged by a new, advanced air defense system of the IRGC Aerospace Force, operating under the control of the country's integrated air defense network, and was hit and destroyed. This fighter jet was completely shattered, and further search operations are ongoing. The warriors of the IRGC Aerospace Force, in step with the brave fighters of Yemen, in the 91st wave of Operation True Promise 4 in a joint action, struck and destroyed concentration centers of forces and military-industrial companies supporting the army of the Zionist regime in western Tel Aviv and the port of Eilat with long-range missiles. The IRGC Navy, in continuation of this wave, subjected military and infrastructural targets belonging to American Zionist terrorists in the countries south of the Persian Gulf to intense attacks using a large number of ballistic and cruise missiles and combat drones. In the second phase of this wave, the secret gathering place of flight engineers and pilots of American fighter jets outside enemy bases in the UAE was struck with ballistic missiles, inflicting considerable casualties on them. Given the terrorist actions of the criminal enemy and the assassination of citizens of the Islamic Republic of Iran, the espionage, information technology, and artificial intelligence companies that form part of the enemy's terrorist operations infrastructure were also targeted, the Hebrew space infrastructure of the American company Amazon and, simultaneously, the infrastructure of the American company Oracle based in the UAE was struck. From early this morning, the warriors of the IRGC Navy and Aerospace Force, in the 92nd wave of the subsequent True Promise 4 operations, launched several combined attacks on radar systems and naval equipment. In the first part of this operation, the concentration point of American amphibious vessels in the port of Ash-Shuwaik was smashed using ballistic missiles. In another part, the long-range R327 three-dimensional early warning radar located at the Jabal ad-Dukan radar site in Bahrain was hit and destroyed in a drone attack. Continuing these attacks, with the successful launch of a ballistic missile, the Ramat David Air Base in the southeast of Haifa was also targeted. In another section of the IRGC aerospace missile offensive, and in line with the tactic of sustained launches, using Khorramshahr missiles with multiple warheads, more than 50 points in the heart of Tel Aviv and the occupied territories were also effectively struck. The Army of the Islamic Republic of Iran, in response to U.S. Army attacks on the country's infrastructure, from this morning has targeted equipment depots and accommodation sites of American terrorists in Jordan, the location of U.S. armored forces in Arif Jan, Kuwait, and the largest aluminum factory in Bahrain with its combat drones. The defenders of our country's skies in the Army and the IRGC shot down several cruise missiles in central and western regions, and 2 attacking drones in the southern regions of the country. Also, an advanced enemy fighter jet was hit south of Keshem Island and crashed between Hengam and Keshem Islands, sinking into the depths of the forever Persian Gulf waters.